Hi, it's Dr. Ron Capps, NicheProf, and today I want to share with you a tool that you can use if you're using EAvTrader on eAvenue or Empire Avenue. EAvTrader is a tool that was designed for Windows operation by Ulf Hedlund from Stockholm. And Ulf has given us a tool that you can go to EAvTrader-ForWindows and you're able to download it. On that page, you'll find a brief description of the tool with a few screenshots. There's Ulf with his ticker symbol FFNZ and some screenshots of the program. But rather than just show you screenshots, what I thought I would do is I would take you in and look at how you can use the program once you've downloaded it. You'll be able to download it from right there. Okay? Now let's go on over, and I've already installed it on my computer. I'm not going to show you how to install it. It's just like anything else. You bring it on down and you run the install script for it, and then it will create an icon for you to use to open it up. Okay, there it is open up. When you open it up, it will ask you to give them your ticker symbol in Empire Avenue, and it will also ask for your password to Empire Avenue. That's so it can go in and it can pull up the data. Now, what we see here is what was used last night. Today is the 18th of May. I'm going to go in, I'm going to click the refresh button, and what this should do is it should update the data from last night to whatever the current price is, cash balance, shareholders, portfolio information for me as of today. And we're waiting for that to update now. You'll see that on the screen you have the price earnings ratio, you'll have your dividends being paid out, tells you how many shares you have outstanding. Okay, it's already updated for me. As you can see, my current price is 117.34 a share. I've got a dividend share yield of 1.30. Looks like I'm about ready to get to a point where in the not too distant future, I'm going to roll over by releasing more shares. Whenever you get more shares added to your account, you're going to see a temporary dip in your yield. That should happen to me when I get to 149,000, about 500. At that point, because I'm not capping the number of shares out there, it will probably show 160,000 shares total available. Unlike in a marketplace, you do not want to cap your shares on Empire Avenue. It will work to your disadvantage. So even though they give you the option of capping it, my advice is always just let it continue rollover. Take the momentary hit on your yield. It'll happen for less than an hour. Don't panic. And then come on back. Now you'll notice you have three tabs up here. Me, that's my symbol. You have a lookup symbol. If you go there, you can put in someone's ticker symbol and you can look them up. For example, let's take a look at Ulf. His ticker symbol was FFNZ. And when we tell it to look it up, it brings up his price. It brings up the number of shareholders, the size of the portfolio, his current yield and dividends. You see he's got a yield of 0.42 per share. Listed by 53, recommended by 15, and that would be the basic information on him. Now let's go over to portfolio. Portfolio is where you will be able to see your portfolio in full. You'll notice I have 6 requests made, a limit of 150 that will reset in just about an hour. So I can go in and I can refresh this because I want current data. So I hit the refresh button, and when I hit the refresh button, you're going to see that the screens here will rotate through and you'll see a new alignment in your columns. What you see displayed on the screen is the ticker symbol, the last price, any change, number of shares that I own, number of my shares that they own, earnings price ratio, and the total earnings posted for that particular share. Now, let's say I want to go in and I want to see who is generating no earnings for me. If I go to the earnings column and I click on earnings, you're going to see that it was we'll sort it out here for you. And originally, when I've clicked earnings, it will display it with those that are giving me absolutely no earnings. Uh, as you can see here, Town Post candidate, I'm getting no earnings from them. They own 200 shares in me. I own 50 in them. They are down 34 cents for the day, or 0.34 EAVs. And you can do that as you go right down the list here. But let's say I wanted to find the people that are providing me the highest earnings in a day. I click on the top of the column again, and it will do a reverse sort. And now you will see the people that are earning me the most money per share in descending order rather than ascending order. And we see here that Barry Pelzer is bringing in 1282.50. Sip Kun Tan is also bringing in the same amount. You'll see that Barry and I own 500 shares in each. In the case of Sip, I own 500 in him, but he only owns 40 in me. Alexis Banda, I own 300 in them. They own 5 in me. Sasha Pollenberg, I own 500 in them. They own nothing in me. And you have the earnings price ratio. You'll notice most of those are fairly high, which means generally they've got a fair level of activity going on. Okay, now that is useful if you're wanting to eliminate people in your folder or from your folder or your portfolio that aren't earning any money. They haven't reinvested in you, and they aren't really producing activity. Maybe they've gone by the wayside. If you have a large portfolio, for example, in my particular case, I have a portfolio where currently I'm invested in, let me take a quick look on the other monitor, in 1,245 different people, and I have 1,160 people invested in my shares. So if I wanted to go through here and look at people that would be candidates for me to divest, one of them might be, okay, Dan Ploman. I own 200 shares of Dan. That would indicate I probably bought him when he was first on the avenue. I'm going to click on this particular link, and unfortunately, the way I'm set up my computer, it will open it on the other monitor. If you're working with a single monitor, it will open up in a new window for you. But let me go ahead and let me click on DPLO and see what information I can pull up there for you. And okay, it is clicked open here. What I'm going to do momentarily is I'm going to go over there. I'm going to copy that into the current monitor that I'm recording on. I'm going to put the link in up here, and hopefully we will get a fairly quick display for you. And right now you can see empireavenue.com, his symbol DPLO, and we're waiting for it to load right now. I can tell you by looking at the other screen that he's had 3 down days in a row, and more importantly, as we take a look at this, he has no activity going on any of his other portfolios. Nothing on Facebook, nothing really showing on LinkedIn, nothing really on Flickr. Basically, he would be someone that I would take a look at. I would see he's not yielding me anything on my investment. I go down and I take a look here. He hasn't become active in any communities, not really doing anything. I can see where I originally welcomed him here. This is a candidate that I will go back and I will remove from my portfolio. In fact, I'll do it right now. I'm going to tell I want to sell, and it will bring up a screen here saying okay. Sell shares. I'm going to sell all 200. I see no reason to keep what I call a marker share in here. A marker share is where I might retain one share in a person to make sure that they don't come back, because there's some people that could be potentially extremely good investments, but for whatever reason they don't play for a few days when they first get in. Maybe they don't know where to go, they don't know what to do, and so they do nothing. But then they get the bug again, or they figure it out, and they come back, and they begin to take off. In this particular case, because he only has a couple of platforms connected, I'm not going to go through checking the history of why I bought into him to begin with. I'm just going to say, okay, you can't invest in everyone. Goodbye, Dan. And so I sold 200 shares. I've successfully sold them. I got 19 something for them, and that's okay. That means I probably lost $200 to $400 total in the transaction when you figure out what I paid for it as well as the commissions I paid. But I would rather take a chance on someone coming in that looks like they might have potential and invest in 200 shares than to miss the opportunity to get what I call a jump. Some people, if you get there quickly enough and they do take off or they do have activity, you will see it in a matter of seconds, if not minutes, go from the initial 10 EVs share to maybe 17, 18, 20, 24, depending upon what platforms they connect first. If they connect their platforms, including LinkedIn first, but don't connect Twitter, you're going to find that they will probably jump somewhere between 11 and 13 a share. But if they connect Twitter early on, and if they've got a good level of Twitter activity or even a reasonable level of activity or a good ratio of people following them versus who they follow, for example, maybe they follow 100 people and 1,000 people follow them, you can expect that that's probably going to crack out at over 20 a share. And if you can catch them before they connect their Twitter into the feed, you're going to have one that will take a jump for you, and you can make a lot more off of that jump than you have to worry about losing 300 or 400 EVs by liquidating someone like the one I just liquidated. Now, before I wrap up the video, you can also go in, I'll show you some other things you can take a look at. You can sort your portfolio by price, and when we do that, we're taking a look at, when we refresh the screen, what is the current price, and we can see your Chris Perillo is the most expensive in the portfolio at 170.20, and the least expensive is Haas Sir at $7 or 7.65 EVs, and I own 25 shares in them. There's probably a reason I keep it. We'll go back and we'll check that out a little bit later, not on the video. If you want to see who's having the most change during the day, who's hot and who's not, you can click on change and it will sort them out for you there. It will tell you that these are the people that have dropped the most today in my portfolio. It will also tell you how many shares I own in them. It will tell you how many shares they own back in me. It will tell me what was the earnings off of them yesterday. I happen to know Ann. I'm waiting for permission from her to do another video about bounce backs. Ann is someone that if you look at these numbers today, I know she was concerned by seeing the dip. I told her to get ready for a big bounce back. If you see this video today on the 18th, and if you don't own shares in Ann, I would suggest that you buy them because it will probably jump between 4 and 9 points tomorrow. That's ANNSIEG. And if I get permission, I'll show you why. But this is a perfect example of a bounce back, someone that came in hot and high, but someone that will have a brief dip after 24 to 48 hours and then bounce back the following day if they are maintaining current activity. And in Ann's case, I know she is. So that's a little secret hidden tip in here. If you want to sort your portfolio by the number of shares you own using this tool, you simply do it here. And it will go in and it will sort it for you either high or low. If you want to see who owns shares in you, for example, these are the people I own 500 shares in. You can go ahead and click yours. That's the number of shares they own in you, and sort it out that way. And when you do that, you're going to have a very quick and easy way to do some comparisons. If you want to see who doesn't invest back in you, but you invest in, this is a good, quick, easy way to do it. And then go through. If they're not making you money, if they're costing you money, you know that they become a prime candidate for divesting or weeding out of the portfolio. Okay, gang, that's it for showing you how to use Ulf Hedlund's EAvTrader. I hope you found it useful. And in the meantime, I'll see you on and off the avenue.